Hey there, everybody. I'm back again with another rap video from long ago in the past. This one's 1982, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. The song is called The Message. I think I said 1982, right? So this is still pretty early on, and it's interesting because this was apparently, as I did my research on this particular group, and I have actually heard of Grandmaster Flash. He actually did some amazing work. You're gonna laugh at me. He did some amazing work on the DJ Hero soundtrack, where he, I think he was the main guy doing all the mixing of all those tracks. And if you haven't either played or listened to the soundtrack to DJ Hero, it's totally worth it. There is just some amazing mashup stuff on there. A friend of mine ripped it for me years ago, and I listened to it regularly. So Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five are from the South Bronx. Group consists of Grandmaster Flash, not surprising, Melly Mel, the Kid Creole, who is not Kid Creole, but that's somebody else, Keith Cowboy, Mr. Ness, Scorpio, and Raheem. Cat, stop biting me. Stop. Go. My cat likes to try and eat me. I'm not kidding. So the group is known for their use of turntablism, which I think is an awesome term, breakbeat DJing, and conscious lyricism. So this is something that's new. This is rap music being used to communicate a message, and this song is called The Message. And it really is about social commentary, talking about what the sort of black experience is, especially in New York City at the time. And can I hit play on this? Yeah, here we go. So, you've got to recognize that, right? Sorry about that. So this thing that the guy is carrying on his shoulder, this was the iPhone of its day, called a boombox or a ghetto blaster.
It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
And you'll see they represent New York City in the most pleasant of ways, showing off the grandeur of its dilapidated buildings and brown parks. Parks? Man, it's hard to... I can't do it. Yeah, it's...
It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
This is what taxis looked like in the past before Uber and Lyft. There used to be a lot of them.
Broken glass everywhere. People on the stage, you know, they just don't care. I can't take the smell, can't take the noise. Got no money to move out. I guess I got no choice.
So, I mean, just the first, what are we, 53 seconds in, and I'm going to back up here to where he starts singing. And this is this guy's life.
It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Broken glass everywhere. People on the stage, you know, they just don't care. I can't take the smell, can't take the noise. Got no money to move out. I guess I got no choice.
So, that sucks. And it actually is kind of disgusting to me that things have not changed for a significant number of people who live in urban environments. Broken glass everywhere. People, I assume he says, crapping on the street as they just don't care. And he doesn't have any money to move out, so he's kind of stuck with his parents or whatever, roommates. It just sucks. So one of the things you'll notice here with Grandmaster Flash is he has a fantastic accent laugh that I absolutely love, and he definitely has a unique voice and undeniable charisma.
Rats in the front room, roaches in the back, junkies in the alley with the baseball bat. I tried to get away, but I couldn't get far, cause a man with a touch of repossessed my car. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a
So there's the laugh that I love, and also. Again, this is 40 years ago, and he's talking about don't push me because I'm close to the edge. And yet somehow, 40 years later, people are still being pushed to the edge, and my liberal self is showing. But it's really kind of disturbing how much has changed and how little has changed for so many people.
trouble sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Standing on the front stoop, hanging out the window, watching all the cars go by, roaring as the breezes blow. Crazy lady living in a bag, eating out of garbage pails, used to be a fag hag.
Well, at least we've solved the homeless problem, so we don't have people like this poor woman eating out of a bag, sitting on the curb anymore. 40 years of concerted effort have rewarded us with a homeless-free society. That's the envy of every other developed country in the world.
Such a that's the tango, skip the life and tango, a circle break to seem to lost her senses. Down at the peep show, watching all the creeps, so she can.
So I'm pretty sure this picture right here, this is what Times Square used to be before it got cleaned up in the 80s or in the 90s, and became sort of like New York's Disney World. It was full of peep shows and XXX rated theaters and sex shops. Somebody who went to Times Square today. Times Square, is that right? Yeah, Times Square today would have no idea what the history of the place was.
Tell the stories to the girls back home. She went to the city and got so did she had to get a bitch, she couldn't make it on her own. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
My brother's doing fast on my mother's TV. Says she watches too much, it's just not healthy. All my children in the daytime, Dallas at night. Can't even see the game or the Sugar Ray fight.
So all my children, I think, might still be on TV. So he's talking about his mom watching too much TV, all my children during the day, and Dallas at night. Dallas was like a phenomenon at the time. Phenomenon at the time. So just a little history. It was a show about rich Texas oil family that obviously really connected with the inner city mothers who wanted to live out the fantasy of having money.
The bill collectors, they ring my phone and scare my wife when I'm not home. Got a bum education, double-digit inflation, can't take the train to the job. There's a strike at the station. Neon King Kong standing on my back, can't stop to turn around. Broke my sacroiliac, a mid-range migraine, cancer membrane. Sometimes I think I'm going insane. I swear I might hijack a plane. Don't push me.
I might hijack a plane. A few years later, that might get him into a lot of trouble. But, this was 1982 where... I guess people did hijack planes then, but there was like, take me to Cuba. And again, you can see the sort of social consciousness that is, I can't even say weaved throughout this song. It's the main point of this song of like how crappy things are for people in the inner city, especially black people. And, they've got bill collectors, they've got, everybody had double-digit inflation at the time. Awful, and I think it's remarkable that these rappers, artists, whatever you want to call them, decided to use their voice, and this is their second album, but decided to use their voice to send this message out to whoever was listening to call attention to the fact that things were not good.
Call, close to the edge. Trying not to lose my head.
And it doesn't hurt that there are 3, maybe 4 different absolutely excellent hooks in this. The "Don't push me because I'm close to the edge," the Grandmaster Flash laugh, and then the kind of twangy sound that started off the whole song that kind of goes throughout, but just fantastic hooks throughout.
It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Oh, the other thing I noticed is this is Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, and there are, in fact, 7 people standing on this stoop. So, education, people. Math.
My son said, "Daddy, I don't want to go to school because the teacher's a jerk. He must think I'm a fool. And all the kids smoke reefer. I think it'd be cheaper if I just got a job, learn to be a street sweeper. I dance to the beat, shuffle my feet, wear a shirt and tie, and run with the creeps because it's all."
I actually wasn't aware that black people could teleport.
He must think I'm a fool, and all the kids smoke reefer.
Maybe it's just these guys.
Cheaper if I just got a job, learn to be a street sweeper. I dance to the beat, shuffle my feet, wear a shirt and tie, and run with the creeps because it's all about money. Ain't a damn thing funny.
Brinks trucks haven't changed much. The Muppets have gotten better. Oh yeah, this is nice. Let me back up. So, they're talking about pushing a girl in front of a train and she lost her arm. Here.
Took her to the doctor, sewed her arm on again. Stabbed that man right in his heart. Gave him a transplant for a brand new start. I can't walk through the park cause it's crazy after dark. Keep my hand on my gun cause they got me on the run. I feel like an outlaw, broke my last jaw. Hear them say, "You want some more?" Living on a seesaw. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
A child is born with no state of mind, blind to the ways of mankind. God is smiling on you, but he's frowning too, because only God knows what you'll go through. You'll grow in the ghetto, living second rate, and your eyes will sing a song of deep hate. The places you play and where you stay looks like one great big alleyway. You'll admire all the number book takers, thugs, pimps, and pushers, and the big money makers.
So, this whole section is really depressing because I'm not, obviously, I'm not from the inner city. I'm not a black man or African American or Native American or whatever. I have a rich Germanic heritage that has nothing to be ashamed of. This whole section where he's rapping about a kid being brought up in this environment is disgusting.
I'm going under.
A child is born with no state of mind, blind to the ways of mankind. God is smiling on you, but he's frowning too, because only God knows what you'll go through. You'll grow in the ghetto, living second rate, and your eyes will sing us.
You'll grow in the ghetto and second rate.
Song of deep hate. The places you play and where you stay looks like one great big alleyway.
The places you play and where you stay looks like one big alleyway. Isn't that pleasant? Wouldn't you want to live in an alley in New York City? Like that's where your toys and play spaces are.
You'll admire all the number book takers, thugs, pimps, and pushers, and the big money makers. Driving big cars, spending 20s and 10s, and you want to grow up to be just like them. Smugglers, scramblers, burglars, gamblers, pickpocket peddlers, even panhandlers. You say, "I'm cool, I'm no fool," but then you wind up dropping out of high school. Now you're unemployed, all non-void, walking around like your pretty boy Floyd. Turned stick-up kid, but look what you done did. Got sent up for an 8-year bid. Now you.
So, here's another thing. This is like early 80s, and they're talking about who a kid born in this time, who they have to look up to. Pimps, drug dealers, scammers, I forget what else he said. And because they're making money and they see him driving around town in a nice car, and that's what they want. So they drop out of school and then they get in trouble.
Manhood is choking your make tag. Spend the next 2 years as an undercover fag, being used and abused to serve like hell. Till one day you was found hung dead in the cell. It was plain to see that your life was lost. You was cold and your body swung back and forth. But now your eyes sing the sad, sad song of how you lived so fast and died so young. So don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Yo, Mel, you see that girl, man?
Yeah, so that laugh to me is like the perfect accent for this song, because it's, I mean, I don't know what his intention was, right? But when I hear it, there's no humor in it. It's like a laugh of desperation and like a cry for help. Like, this is so terrible. I have to laugh, but I can't summon any actual humor in the situation. And I think it's genius. I think it's absolutely one of the most genius accents ever in a song, ever. And so, yeah, so the kid went to jail, got raped a bunch, and then was found hung in his cell. So happy, 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 fun, fun, fun. And now his buddy's pointing out a girl.
Yo, that sound like cowboy, man. Yo, what's up, money? Yo, hey, where's Phil and Raheem, man?
Raheem and Cowboy.
Yo, we can go down to the field, man. Check out June, man.
And they're just hanging out on the street corner now. Oh, what's this? How is this different than today? I mean, I guess the cops have clubs out instead of guns. But yeah, just 5, 6 black guys hanging out on a corner, and the cops show up. Obviously, this is a music video. This is all planned. They worked either with the police or they hired a security thing and whatever. But like, this is, in theory, the reality of their lives at the time. We're Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, and the cop says, "Is that a gang?" I don't know if all of them are going to fit in there. Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. That's the message from Grandmaster Flash, and let's just hear the beginning of that again. That right there. Just fantastic. I mean, fantastic. And this is a song that obviously I heard way back when, 1982, I would have been 12 or 13 years old, and so, I mean, the chances of me hearing this at that time, I mean, it was probably when it was most popular. Like, maybe I heard it on the radio. I mean, I certainly didn't hear it blasting out of the stereos of all the black people in my hometown, of which we had 2 who were adopted by a pastor and his wife. But yeah, really a fantastic song. If you've never heard this before, I hope you give it a listen without me talking over it and pausing it, because it is a fantastic song, and it really, I mean, this song in specific is responsible for bringing politics and, like I said, conscious, what did they call it? Conscious rapping, conscious lyricism. So 1982, and I'm sure you could track this message up through, I mean, any rapper today who's singing about what it's like to grow up in inner city or to grow up black or anything. I mean, it's really an incredible song. And I'm really impressed, actually, with the last few songs that we've listened to, the last few, like the 4 that I've done, how each and every one of them has had a different effect on the genre and how it's maintained over time and grown and changed as times have changed. But there's still this desire to kind of tell the story of what the life experience is of the rappers and what their lives are like. I hope you're enjoying this stuff. I've been doing a little more research, as you can probably tell, as I've been looking at some of these videos and trying to find some new stuff. Next time, I think I'm going to do a song that or an artist, actually, and a song that inspired Eminem to do a song and probably to start his career. And I was absolutely floored to find out about this guy, but we'll talk about that next time. Again, I hope you enjoyed this. I think this is just a great song. That laugh, man, so good. Don't Push Me, so good. Love it. Papa Squat, out.